Ask Tom on Home Show.
Anthony from Spring has a question about some galling gaps.
Is there right here on his door? You can see it between the lock and the.
I'm galled. Yes,
the frame. It is quite galling. Anthony
Yes.
writes, "I tried fixing it with some foam stripping, but that didn't work. So I got a contractor to replace the weather stripping properly. Here, I'll put my mic where it belongs, and paint the door and seal around the floor. But I still have gaps, and I'm still getting air in and around the frame. I know you said in the past it's not air coming in, but in this case," he says, "Tom, this could be an exception."
Well, I think most people would worry more about roaches and lizards and things of this nature coming in through those gaps, because they will do that. Even little snakes, believe it or not. But you say, the question, Charlie, the way it is I had this contractor come out and fix it all, but it's still gapped. Well, they didn't fix it right. You need to have a weather strip company come out and weather strip the door.
They worked on it. They didn't repair it.
The paint looks fine. So the painting part probably is fine. There are companies out there that will come out and they will weather strip and re-threshold if you need it at the bottom, and the three sides will get new weather stripping, and it's called a cushion bronze. They'll come out and they'll do a real professional job and they'll seal that all up. So it's just a matter of calling the right person, and I think we probably handle that on Home Show Radio quite a bit, because people will call, or they'll write you, Charlie, on HomeShowRadio.com, and they'll say, "Hey, I had someone come out and fixed my roof leak, but it's still leaking." Well, obviously it wasn't fixed. Mm-hmm. So you got to get the right person all the time. And in this case, it's going to be someone that does weather stripping. Have them come out, not a handy guy that goes to Home Depot and buys some sticky foam. They're going to come out, and there's weather stripping companies that do this, and you pay per door, and they'll come out and do the door.
Mm-hmm. And that copper kind of shakes hands with each other, doesn't it? It kind of creates a kind of a seal when the door closes.
Well, the cushion bronze is one that's shaped like my hand opens and closes. Mm-hmm. So when the door hits it closes against it tight and then opens back up. So it has this kind of hinge action. The one you're thinking about, the interlocking ones, they'll go on the threshold at the bottom. In many of the old days, they would have interlocking thresholds. Some cases, it's just a rubber piece. But if that's the case, the answer is yes. The interlocking part goes on the bottom, and the cushion bronze will go on the sides and the top, and it'll just contract and fill the gap in when the door closes, and it'll pop back open. And it is a bronze. It is not a foam or a plastic or a rubber. Those are kind of do-it-yourself things for certain situations. But for doors that are used all the time, every 20 years or so, you have the old doors that are redone with a cushion bronze. They'll last another 20 years. And eventually it wears out, but they just rip it out. It's got little tiny brads, little nails, and then they'll just re-nail it with a little tiny nail gun. And it works out real well, and that's the best way to go.
All right. You got a question? Tom can help you out just like that. Click on that Ask Tom button at Home Show Radio. Then you got a choice. You can send it to us in writing, or you can send us a video. Either way, we'd love to get your question. But as you can see, when you send a picture, then you see it right there on the form, it helps us do a better job. And we'd love to do that. That's why we do these every day, have for years. And you find them at our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, of course, at HomeShowRadio.com.